And what about other kinds of back-end tooling? Because as you know, the audience at AI Council typically is building stuff lower in the stack, right? Data
Totally.
pipelines, lakehouses, ML systems, certain kinds of middleware and infrastructure. How does the quality story change when oftentimes failure modes might be silent?
Yeah. I think that this is sort of the way that I would draw this analogy is what happened when we went from primarily like on-prem or sort of like managed hardware to cloud. We saw not only a modernization that involved changing the way the pipeline works or the way the software works, but also in upgrading the rigor by which that code is actually maintained and built. I think we're seeing a similar thing here where as people move from like a primarily like cloud-based software organization to an AI enabled software organization, they start to introduce way more rigor into these things because there's now a real reason for it, right? Like, and
Mm,
that's AI systems working on it autonomously. So it's not going to be overnight, but like there's a lot of things that you can build into your harness that sort of push people towards these best practices that increase the risk. Decrease the risk, increase the safety. And an example would be like data is actually probably one of our number one use cases. It's pretty magical when you've hooked up all of your data to Droid that you can basically ask Droid any question about any aspect of your business and you can get answers. And then sort of building an ETL pipeline or a transformation or some sort of more systematic data workload onto is just a matter of saying, okay, I did this sort of one off with Droid. Now I want to see this institutionalized in our system. And Droid sort of knows exactly what this data looks like, the shape, how you commonly do these things, and it can make that work. Um, the only way to get around failure modes is to ultimately start to introduce traditional back end code like guardrails. So how do you know that a table that you're going to create isn't going to be extremely costly to produce because it actually joins to like massive tables, right? Or how do you know that there's not going to be some sort of weird sort of like union that just ends up crashing the workload or 10xing your Datadog bill or BigQuery
hmm
bill? These are the types of things that you can build deterministic checks, but rarely have data teams gone to the level of rigor that I mean, in the very large companies, a lot of them have this stuff because they have thousands of engineers working on top of this stuff.
hmm
But rarely do all parts of the business have that level of rigor. And for them, we actually have recommended ways built into our product where it will say, "Hey, we've noticed that there's no guardrails, there's no type checkers, there's no, I mean, not type checkers, but like query linters, basically."
mm.
And so our product literally will warn you, hey, be careful because you're using AI in a place where it doesn't yet have that environmental infrastructure necessary to let autonomous agents run.